What's up guys? So today I'm going to be reviewing the Viper V2 Pro and I'm going to be comparing it with the Viper Ultimate and talking about some of the differences and changes. So right off the bat, I thought it felt a lot nicer, a lot more premium than the Ultimate. It felt a lot more sturdier and like the build quality was a lot better. The switches also feel a lot different. I definitely noticed the difference. It feels a lot more tactile and mechanical. It's a little heavier, but it's also a lot less mushy. I don't know, when I click the Ultimate, it just feels a little lighter, a little stickier. The V2 Pro just feels a lot more responsive. So the build quality is actually really nice. I actually really like it. One thing I really noticed is that there's no rattle with this mouse. And with the Ultimate, you can hear a lot of rattle. It feels really solid. There's not a lot of flex. It feels great, balanced, and nice and premium. So some of the key differences are that it obviously has no right side button as the Viper Ultimate does. The side buttons are also a little more pronounced so you can feel them better. It's not a huge difference, but you definitely notice it if you had the Ultimate and you're going to the Pro. Like I said, overall it feels a lot more responsive and tactile and just overall better. And obviously the weight went down to 58 or 59 grams. In terms of the lightness compared to the Ultimate, I definitely feel a difference. And now that I've been using the V2 Pro for a while, I actually don't want to go back to the Ultimate. Like, it just feels a lot heavier than the V2 Pro, and I like definitely notice a difference. The thing I like about this weight though is that it doesn't feel too light. I definitely still have control, and it doesn't feel like I'm sliding all over the place or anything. Another key difference is that it doesn't have the charging dock. The charging dock was actually really nice. It was a big reason that I got the Ultimate and chose Razer as my first gaming mouse. But honestly, like when I was using my Ultimate, I didn't really use my charging dock that often because most of the time when my battery was low, I was just using I had to use a mouse, so I would just plug it into the cable and use it while plugged in. There's also no RGB like the Razer Viper Ultimate does. I guess that's just to make it lighter. It also uses a USB-C cable, which as the Viper Ultimate uses the mini one. I also noticed that the battery life is much better on the V2 Pro. Like I probably charge it maybe once a week, and I noticed that it lasts just a lot longer than the Ultimate. It also has an indicator like to tell you when the battery is low. So the shape is the exact same. If you're used to the Ultimate shape, you'll be used to this pretty well. It's a really nice shape, you know. I really like it, and I think it was well designed. I think it's suitable for most hand sizes. I have really small hands, and I feel really good with this mouse and comfortable. Another thing I did want to talk about though is these grip tapes that they give you. So these grip tapes come with the mouse, and they actually are really nice. The grip tapes that you had to buy separately for the Ultimate, they feel pretty smooth actually, and you'll notice these are raised more, so you have more texture and more grip. So you also notice there's one less button on here. The power and DPI is just one button, and you can switch it off, or you can switch it to switch DPI profiles. So the sensor has also been improved. It's been improved to a 30K DPI optical. I would say I do notice a little bit of a difference. Like the Viper V2 Pro does feel a lot more accurate and nicer when I'm using it in game. It's not like a huge difference, but it does feel a lot more like sharp and accurate. The tracking does feel really smooth and nice though. So the scroll wheel is also a little different. You can see the grips are a little different. It also does feel a little more lighter when I scroll it, and also feels a little more tactile. Like I can really feel each notch. In terms of clickiness, the side buttons, I don't really notice a difference. I think they improved it, but I could be wrong. It does feel more solid and tactile and responsive like the top mouse button. Also wanted to talk about the stock skates. The skates have changed themselves. You now have this rounded design at the bottom. The stock skates are pretty good. Like I like them, but I have the Tiger Ice feet on my Ultimate, and I would say these glide a lot more smoother than the stock ones. So I'm probably going to be getting some Tiger Ices for my V2 Pro. So all in all, I definitely see an improvement in the V2 Pro over the Ultimate. But I think you'd be fine if you wanted to just go with the Ultimate because of the price. I know the price is really high at $150, and a lot of people will say you're not really getting your money's worth, but I think this is a pretty premium mouse that you'd be happy with. Especially if you really need that lightness and the shape appeals to you, then I think this could be just the mouse for you. I think it definitely could compete with a lot of the lightweight mice out there. It just comes down to preference on the shape. I really like the shape, so that's why I kind of went with the Viper again. But $150 is pretty pricey, and if I didn't already have the Ultimate, I would probably go just get that. Um, but if you do buy this, I think you'll be really happy with your purchase. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. You know, this become my main mouse. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below.